Hey, what's up everybody? It's TheHyphenate here, and today I'm going to show you guys a quick tip on how to rack focus while in autofocus. Now, normally when you rack focus, you do that while you are in manual focus, and you manually move the focus ring to pull focus closer or further and switch from one subject to another. However, I love shooting in autofocus, and in all honesty, autofocus has gotten so good that it's pretty much better than most focus pullers. So if you're like me and you like shooting in autofocus, or you just don't have a dedicated focus puller, this method is going to help you out tremendously. Now, this method is something that I recommend if you are moving your camera, whether you're on a gimbal or a tripod or a slider. You're going to have a focus area on your camera, and then you're going to move the camera so the focus area moves to a new subject. When moving your camera, the focus area should cover one subject and then the other. So here I'm going to show you guys the settings on a Sony camera. However, this will work with other camera systems. So long as you have a pretty good autofocus system, then I would recommend this method. If you're using a camera system that doesn't have reliable autofocus, then you probably won't want to do this. On the Sony cameras, I'm going to change from the current wide focus area to a zone. Though sometimes I will also use a spot, which is this one here, and you can choose the different size of the little area. But more than often, I will use the zone, which has a much larger area. So I'm going to go ahead and just place this to the top right. Now, whatever camera system you're using, you also want to make sure you go into the settings. If possible, try to change the autofocus transition speed and the autofocus subject shift sensitivity. You can adjust these settings to go faster or slower depending on what you want to make it look a little bit more cinematic. Personally, when I'm doing focus racking using autofocus, on the AF subject shift sensitivity, I usually change that closer to 3 or 4. I'm going to go ahead and set it to 4. And the autofocus transition speed on the Sony cameras can go up to 7. I'm going to leave it at 3 to give it a little bit more of a smooth, slower cinematic look. All right, so I'm going to bring in Amari into the shot. For the sake of this demonstration, we're going to pull focus from Amari and then pan the camera to pull focus towards the background while still having him in the shot, but have the focus area move away from him to rack focus. So I'm going to have him in the center, and the focus area, I'm actually going to move to the top right corner so he's barely in there. And essentially we're doing kind of a reveal shot slightly, and then now you can see quickly that the focus went to the background. Now if I want to do the opposite, we just move towards him, get him now, and there you see it pull focus towards him. Now, whether you're doing this with a background or another person, this is actually very simple. The spot focus area can actually be very useful, especially if you're doing a very small movement. Let's do a very small movement from the hand to the doubt me. Barely any movement, and you get that smooth focus racking. Now, oftentimes I use this when I'm shooting with the gimbal. Let me show you guys an example from a short film that I did. And here you can see that I went from Michael Myers to this sign in the background. I used a focus area that had him and the knife predominantly in the center, and then I slightly moved where the background sign now was in the focus area, and it just made it look like I had a professional focus puller. So there you guys have it. That's how simple it is to rack focus while in autofocus. If you're interested in getting any of the gear that I use, I do have links in the description where you can purchase them. It doesn't change the price that you get it at, but it does help this channel. Please make sure to drop a like on this video, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.